Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another mini-series. I asked and you guys answered sleep, so it is time to talk about sleep. How are you sleeping these days? I am really glad to talk about this subject because I think it's absolutely one of the most important things to talk about when it comes to our health, and sleep affects every single part of your body. So I'm glad you guys wanted to talk about this important topic. I know brain health was another topic that everybody wanted to talk about, so we will tackle brain health next month in September. So stay tuned for that if you had been wanting to hear more about brain health. So this whole month, the rest of this month, I will be coming on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Welcome into the Coach's Corner. I switched it up a little bit. I know I was coming on Fridays, but wanted to come Tuesdays because lots of stuff going on the month of August. So welcome into the Coach's Corner for another mini series. These are so fun, you guys. I've been having a great time coming on here live every week to talk to you guys about what you want to hear. Right? This is your group, so let us know what you want to hear about. If you have questions about sleep, put it down below. Sleep is a very complicated subject, so I'm glad we're taking it step by step. Today we're going to talk sleep cycles and what those mean and how important sleep cycles are. Next week we're going to be talking about my top tips for getting a good night's rest, and the last Tuesday of the month, we're going to tackle supplements. If you are not getting a good night's rest, what can you do supplement-wise to help you to sleep better? And I'll share some of my favorites there with you. So let's talk about sleep cycles. And what do we know? Sleep is complicated because it involves so many aspects of our body systems. What's going on? It involves our hormones. It involves light. Did you get outside today? It involves exercise. Are you sweating? Are you getting tired? It also involves food, believe it or not, and drink, caffeine included. So it's more than just sleep, because remember, I'm all about mind, body, behavior, that everything is connected. And so you're going to hear me talk about everything, not just your sleep, because it really comes down to looking at you from a holistic perspective. Now, Audrey is going to be going live as well at some point to talk about the Ayurvedic perspective of sleep. So stay tuned for that. So as far as sleep goes, what do we know for sure? We know that if you get about 4 to 5 hours of sleep, that's no bueno. That's like as if you're driving drunk. So we want to get more sleep than that. But how much sleep? That's kind of elusive. Research will say you can get anywhere from 7 to 10 hours of sleep, and that should be sufficient for you. I can't give you a number, guys. You have to decide for yourself what's the right number for you that you feel refreshed in the morning. My magic number happens to be 9, but I hardly ever hit that 9-hour mark for myself except on the weekends. On the weekends, when I don't have to get up to an alarm clock, it's fine. By the way, my son is in band camp upstairs, so if you're hearing saxophone, that's why. That's what's going on up there. School from home, guys. It's the reality of the world we live in. So back to sleep. 7 to 10 hours is what research says is most important, is when you're going to feel most refreshed, let's say. The brain is super active when you sleep, so I don't want you to think that you are pretty much, zoned out, brain dead. You're not. The brain is very active. Brain waves you can see definitely patterned out. The sleep cycle goes from non-REM, which is 1 through 3 stages, and then REM sleep. So we talk about it in non-REM and REM. And it takes 90 to 120 minutes to complete the entire cycle of sleep. And we're going to talk about stages in a minute. People want to know all about dreams. I'm going to get to dreams too. But what I want to tell you about first is the glymphatic system. And you can look this up if you're really interested in it. The glymphatic system is your brain's way of detoxing. Now, within the normal body systems that we have, Hi there, thanks for watching. Within the normal body systems that we have the kidneys, we have the lymph system, we have the liver, we have ways to detox the things that we don't need, the toxins that we accumulate from the day, right? But the brain doesn't have any other way to do that. The brain only has the lymphatic system, which is active when we sleep. So if you're not sleeping enough or getting into that deep sleep that we're going to talk about here in a minute with the stages of sleep, if you're not getting that, then those toxins are recirculating within your brain. So I want you to think about people who are sleep deprived over a long period of time, and now we're talking about Alzheimer's, we're talking about Parkinson's disease, we're talking about neurodegenerative diseases that build up within the brain. Now, used to, we would talk about heart disease being the #1 killer in our society, in our culture, which is still true, but a second killer that is definitely getting up there is brain diseases, things happening within the brain. So that lymphatic system, I want you to hear me now because it's very important that you're cleaning out the toxins in the brain, especially as we age. We want to be able to have clear thinking, right? We want to be able to remember people's names and dates, important things like that. And it's very important then that we are cleaning out the toxins and allowing that washing machine effect. It's kind of like the washing machine for your brain is what that lymphatic system is doing. That lymphatic system is so important to remove toxins because it's going to influence your metabolism. It's going to influence your immune system, your mood, diseases, those neurodegenerative diseases that I just talked about. So we've got to be careful with that. The important thing too is consistency. So as we talk about sleep, if you're trying to get into a better sleep pattern, I want you to consider how consistent are you? Are you going to sleep at the same time every night? There's apps out there, folks. There's apps out there that will remind you to turn off the Facebook and the social media. There's apps that will tell you time to get ready for bed. Whatever you need to do as you're transitioning into a better sleep routine, do it, because we need to be consistent, whether it's during the weekday or on the weekend, until you can reset that circadian rhythm, because your body is on a rhythm. Just like the sun sets and rises, your body does the same thing. I don't have time to go into all the details here, but get my newsletter. I know I say that every week, guys, but I go into a lot more detail. If this is a subject that's important to you and you're trying to get better sleep, be sure that you are connected with the newsletter. Next week, you're going to get, next Monday, you'll get the newsletter that talks about these sleep cycles. So let's dive in. Let's dive in now that I've kind of told you some things about sleep, stages of sleep. Your cycle, again, that whole cycle takes 90 to 120 minutes. So what's happening? First of all is stage 1. Stage 1 is when we are lightly going to sleep. For a lot of people, this is the hardest part because we've got monkey mind and our mind is racing and it's hard for us to just have a moment of calm and silence. So it takes a little while typically for people to fall asleep. But that stage 1 is when that's happening. Your breath starts to slow, your heart rate starts to slow, your muscles begin to relax, but you're still in a very light sleep. Your muscles may even twitch. So that's what's going on in stage 1. Stage 2, your eyes stop moving. You become even more relaxed. Your breathing slows even farther down. Brain waves slow. Everything is slowing down. This is an important stage because here's where the magic happens when we talk about repair, right, and restoring. It's right here in stage 2. This is why I tell you guys to eat 3 hours before you go to sleep so that your body isn't trying to digest during stage 2. It's repairing and restoring those cells that need to be repaired and restored. So it's important here, right? This is where that happens in stage 2. Your body temperature drops and you will stay here most of the night as you cycle through. This is long. This stage 2 gets long as we cycle through. You will cycle through, by the way, 4, 5, many times during the night. Stage 3, this is what you need to feel refreshed. So once we hit stage 3, this is your most relaxed stage. It's very difficult to wake somebody up from stage 3. I don't know about you, but have you ever, let's say, woken up 15 minutes before your alarm goes off, 20 minutes before your alarm, and you think, oh, I have 15, 20 minutes. Let me hit the snooze button. When you do that, you push yourself right back into the sleep cycle. So your body is saying, I'm ready to wake up, right? It's back into stage 1 because we cycle through all of these 1 through REM, 1, 2, 3, and then REM. We cycle through them, and then your body naturally is ready to wake up. But 15 minutes before your alarm, you hit the snooze, you force yourself right back into that sleep cycle. And then you hit stage 3, which I just said you feel absolutely paralyzed, right? You can't move. You feel very, very relaxed. And it's difficult to wake up. You feel horrible when you try to wake up after that. It's a real thing. It happens. Don't do it. If your alarm goes off, you have 15 to 20 minutes before it goes off, or if your alarm doesn't go off, and you have 15 to 20 minutes, just get up. If you naturally get up, just get up. Because if you don't and you push yourself back into the cycle, it's going to make you feel even worse. So we've got stage 1, 2, 3, and then the last stage is REM, that rapid eye movement where your eyes are moving back and forth. This is where most dreams happen. You spend maybe 2 hours out of the entire night in those dreams. Your limbs are truly feeling paralyzed, and research says that it's like that so that you don't act out your dreams. I don't know that that's necessarily true, but that's just what research will say. So if you want to look that up, you can, more about dreams. Some people dream in black and white, some people dream in color, and they don't know exactly why that is either. But REM sleep is very important as well, just as all these other stages are important. Here's where you're going to have irregular heartbeat, irregular breathing patterns. You'll go longer and longer in this stage as you cycle through all of the complete sleep cycle. So there you have it. From stage 1 to REM sleep, you need to complete the cycle, the whole thing, 90 to 120 minutes, and then you're going to go through that over and over and over again through the night. So if you have a particular time that you need to wake up, you can actually do the math yourself, right? Just count back 90 to 120 minutes to see when you need to set that alarm. Make sure that you're cycling through as it makes sense to you, give yourself enough of those cycles that it makes sense, right? So I know it sounds crazy, but I was getting up at 4 a.m. before COVID. Let's just say before COVID, before the virus, I was getting up at 4 a.m. because I wanted to work out before work. Now that COVID has happened, I'm working from home, I'm getting about an hour and a half more of sleep every day, which has been amazing. I feel so good getting more sleep. So, go think about it for yourself and go with the flow. Do the 90 minutes, 120 minutes, whatever that is for you. Notice when you naturally wake up on the weekend, and then you'll hit that magic number and you'll be able to kind of, experiment, go back and forth with it, see what works best for your body and for yourself. But the more sleep you get, the better your metabolism is going to be, the clearer your thinking is going to be. Your body's just going to work better, guys. It's all going to fit together better. That's what we want for you anyway, is everything to work and nothing to hurt for a very long time, right? Next week, I'm going to be telling you about my top tips to get a good night's rest, including my blue blocking glasses. So stay tuned next week to learn more about your sleep cycles and how to get more restful sleep. Have a great week, guys.